Have you ever pondered about the authenticity of everything you've been taught about African American history? Our history books typically convey that African Americans are descendants of Africans carried to America during the slave trade. But what if we proposed a different perspective? A theory that suggests African Americans may not actually have direct ties to Africa, but are in fact indigenous to America, descendants of tribes such as the Seminoles, Choctaw, and Sioux. Intriguing, right? The theory posits that African Americans might actually descend from these powerful tribes that once dominated the American landscape. These tribes, rich in culture and history, have left lasting marks on the country's fabric. There is indeed a body of evidence that supports this claim. Ancient artifacts scattered across the nation, bearing striking resemblances to those discovered in Africa, have ignited a debate about their origins. Additionally, certain American indigenous languages, particularly those spoken by the Seminoles, Choctaw, and Sioux, share uncanny similarities with African dialects, suggesting a deeper connection than previously thought. Hence, we stand at an interesting crossroads. We have our widely accepted narrative on one side, and on the other, an intriguing alternative perspective that proposes a connection between African Americans and America's indigenous tribes. So, are we standing on the precipice of a significant rewrite of American history? Imagine, if you will, a time when the ancestors of today's African Americans were the original inhabitants of this land. A time when these individuals were not just settlers, but the first souls to call this place home. This theory, though unconventional, provides a fascinating perspective on the origins of African Americans. If we consider this possibility, we might find a fresh understanding of the cultural differences between African Americans and their African counterparts. African Americans may share a rich, vibrant heritage with Africa, but their roots could be firmly planted in the soil of the Americas, shaping their unique cultural identity. This theory could also redefine our understanding of American history. If African Americans were indeed the original inhabitants, then their influence on the formation of this country was not just significant, but foundational. Could it be that the roots of African Americans run deeper in this land than we've been led to believe? Now, let's turn our attention to a cultural element that is often misunderstood and misrepresented: voodoo. Originating from the spiritual practices of the original people of America, voodoo is a rich cultural tradition that extends far beyond the realms of sorcery and spells, often depicted in popular culture. It's a complex system of beliefs, rituals, and customs steeped in deep spiritual significance. Voodoo might have been an integral part of their culture, serving as a bridge between the physical and spiritual world, guiding their way of life and shaping their worldview. Over time, these practices have been woven into the fabric of African American culture, influencing everything from music to literature, and even fashion. This spiritual tradition has been passed down through generations, and even today, it continues to shape the identity and cultural expression of African Americans. So voodoo is not just a part of African culture, but also a significant part of the history and heritage of African Americans. It's time to revisit what we thought we knew about African American history. We've unraveled a narrative that paints African Americans as the original inhabitants of America, independent from any African lineage. We've also delved into the rich tapestry of voodoo culture, intrinsic to their identity. This journey underscores the importance of challenging established narratives and seeking the truth. Remember, history is not just about the past, but also about understanding who we are today. And in the case of African Americans, it might just be a history that's truly American in every sense of the word.